Oh, who's that?
That's Fiona.
Fiona got big.
Fiona's a star.
Fiona's the hedgehog. She's a comedian hedgehog.
And she sings.
Yeah, she dances.
She's on stage today.
Yeah.
She doesn't sing, she's a fucking hedgehog, people.
She's in the movie. She's in her
Purse
couch the whole time.
yeah.
Wow. So congratulations on your
Thank you.
Is this a
Proof of
premiere?
concept.
Proof of concept. Yeah.
Showing.
Showing.
It's a showing. We can't say premiere.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing, really entertaining.
Thank you.
Like, I mean, I had high expectations, or definitely were met. You guys are.
Oh, that's
pretty
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And you got all the interesting characters on stage with you.
That's Dave Cosgrove. You ever watch South Beach Toe? He's the lead.
Yeah.
That's where you park.
What, are you just staring at one dinosaur? It's VR. You're supposed to move your head around. I've never seen anybody so non-active in VR. He's like, yo, I got one dinosaur.
Yeah.
I'm seeing trees, but I don't.
Yeah, hit
I haven't
hit
seen
this
one
one
South-
once to
South
maybe
Beach
have to.
Did you work with him?
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
You're sitting with the game paused for like
Does he
5
remember
minutes.
Oh, I definitely don't want to see that.
Oh.
He thought the dinosaur was sleeping, but the game was just.
Oh, now it's moving around?
Yeah.
Is it a
He
game?
just stood up and showed me his
No.
balls.
I was just going to say, is that a Dolly Partnosaurus?
Oh,
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you noticed that, like, there's people jumping while you're talking, like on the stage, right? Because they saw some of the VR and they're like scared, right? So like,
Okay.
or maybe they're scared about different scenes in the movie.
Could be. We hope so.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So like, so I'm sure like everyone wants to hear about the movie and the concept. I know you've been working on it for a while, so.
Yeah, the concept of the movie, it's the log line is it's an avid ghost hunter who is persuaded by his deadbeat ex-brother-in-law into creating a pilot for a reality show using a Pakistani clairvoyant medium stripper
Hello.
whose father's from Jersey, and a little person cameraman,
Our
LPDP.
LPDP.
LPDP, we
Right.
coined that term, and our big black bodybuilding demonologist,
Ex-convict.
ex-convict,
I'm innocent.
shotgun toting, wielding
Right.
demonologist. So that's basically the concept of the film. And
So we all come together and we get hired to do a ghost hunt. And what we showed today was basically our first hunt, where we accidentally kill our first client. Yeah.
and
Spoiler.
Yeah,
and
well, that's okay.
Yeah, and her body takes over, or her spirit takes
Soul.
over
Carl's character.
Carl's character,
Yeah.
Jack's character, Carl, in
Right.
the movie, which I named the character Carl after me.
Because he's big and black on the inside.
Yeah.
So you're taken over by a little girl.
No.
No,
Okay.
the little girl comes in later.
Yeah. He was taken over by the lady who passed, the client,
We
Janice.
saw, yeah.
Right. Little girl
So-
comes into play later on. Yeah.
So it was some really interesting, like, you had a good mix of practical effects with special effects, and then obviously the comedic timing. It was all really well put together.
No, I appreciate
Thank you.
A
that.
great turnout today as well. I mean, you've got a lot of friends and family. You got a big crew here.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
it was
You
interesting.
had at least 60 people.
Something like that. And we wanted to keep it kind of on the smaller side and kind of not tell them that they were going to be a focus group. So we had different ages, different people from different walks of life. We had several women who came out from my chorus. I sing with Sweet Adelines, and they came with their husbands. I didn't even know they were coming. We had some friends and family, like you said. We also had some filmmakers here, some actors. We had a couple of voiceover actors, some reality show actors, some professional wrestlers who are actually in the movie. Then we have all different kinds of cast and crew from other movies that we've worked on before, including the crew that we work with now. We're like a family, so.
What Pravi said earlier was that it's trending now, the ghost hunting thing. That was very interesting, that's pretty much why, because there's so many ghost hunting shows out there.
And most of them are not very good. And some of them are more believable than others, but most of us in the business now know, I think, that most reality shows are not real. That they're unscripted,
They're not.
improvisational scripted,
Wait,
if you will.
speaking of Dave Cosgrove, South Beach Toe, what's up, buddy? I think she's knocking the real TV.
Never saw
That's
a script
real,
in
right?
my life. No, oh, absolutely, real,
Yeah.
100% real.
100%. Well, South Beach Toe is real,
Well,
of
just like even
course.
wrestling, you said it was real too.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, real injuries.
Oh, South Beach Toe is real. I got towed by them. not too
Yeah,
long
we
ago.
did. He did.
It's
And-
funny.
I
I
was
got
standing.
towed.
I was standing in a Target department store one night. My phone rings and like, Dave, help us! It's towed our car.
South
Yeah.
Beach Toe towed us in
Anything
Miami.
you can do for us? No, you're on your own. Click.
No.
No, he did.
Wherever you parked illegally.
Yeah.
But we didn't know. We parked one
Yeah, we
space
didn't
in
know.
front of the sign, and behind the sign was
That's
okay,
where
but
they
in front of
get
the
you.
sign wasn't.
It's where to get you.
But back to
I really like how you, like you're saying, like, this reality show's real, wrestling real. But, like, you had a good, during the Q&A, I think, well, why don't you introduce yourself, and I'll get your question about the wrestling and the
Yes.
question they asked you.
yeah, tell him your real name and your wrestling name and
My name is Jack Covington III. Jack Covington III, aka Ace Mayhem, the Master of Disaster.
woo! Yeah.
Yep. I've been wrestling, 6 years now. Work with WWE. I work with Fighting Evolution Wrestling now. And I travel the world kicking ass. I
I'm
love
taking names.
it. Taking
You've never
names,
wrestled
kicking
me
ass.
yet, though.
You think any demon's gonna mess with him?
Come on,
How
let's
big
go.
he is?
Come on, lock up. Let's go. Yeah, I used to actually be a pro wrestler too. Yeah, I never went forward with it because I was at my my peak, and they said, "Well, you're X amount of years old, and they're not allowed to tell you that you can't make it professionally at a certain age, but that's
What was
kind
it?
of the message."
Stacy Steele, aka
Stacy Steele,
Fat Hips McGillicuddy.
excuse you.
Let's go. Let's
You don't know how to wrestle.
Well,
I'll take you down in one flick.
All right.
Flick of the wrist.
It's in surround.
That's right.
I'll take you down where it's so fast that can't even pick you up on camera.
Right.
He'll take you down in the camera's blind spot.
So like,
Back to Jack.
So one of the audience members was, asking you about your career, right? And you mentioned you were actually an athlete, but then this was the hardest thing. But it's kind of like, so I felt like that was a good metaphor for the actual movie because, I've been on a real ghost hunt in LA, part of the, there's a comic book convention in LA called Kamikaze. So, part of the tour, we go through like a bunch of mansions, right? Go through with the real ghost hunters. They're on their own TV show, won't mention. And like, I always felt like, they were taking stuff so really seriously,
Right.
Yeah.
which is good, but then the
But-
opposite end, I've seen TV shows are total parodies,
Right.
And I thought you guys were the happy medium.
Thanks.
Awesome.
It seems like
What
the
a
science
clever
of
use
ghost
of the
hunting
word
was
medium.
good. Yeah, the science of ghost hunting was actually really legit, but it was also entertaining as well.
No, that's
That's
cool. That's
awesome.
what we were going
Kind of
for.
like, the kind of wrestling, right? It's
Yeah.
you're real athletes, but it's also entertaining.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, not
It's
good
true.
parallel.
And you really
yeah.
are getting hurt when you throw yourself against the
Oh,
ropes,
yeah.
and when you're, it's more like it's choreographed rather than it's fake. So you kind of have an idea of what you're going to do when you go into the ring, and then you talk to each other in the ring and say, all right, I'm going to do a clothesline into a schoolboy, blah 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 blah, whatever it is, whatever the moves are, and then you go back and forth with the person, and you know ahead of time who's going to win. But you don't know exactly
Sounds
how
legit.
you're going to get through it, and then based on how the crowd reacts, and you have a good guy and a bad guy with every match, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, it's almost like you're almost like a half improv, half scripted comedy show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
always have the same show, but
Right.
you got the overall outline.
Right.
Right.
And then
If
you see
anybody
what.
thinks it's fake, I go to some matches like a couple hours before they start, and they'll be practicing, and they just throw themselves in the air and land on their back.
Yeah.
10 times
Yeah.
in a row, and you're like, how
Well,
in the hell do you
that's
this
not
kill you?
fake.
called bumping.
Yeah,
And
that's
what
not
I teach
fake.
all the time. I say, you know what? I can teach you how to fall on this ground,
Right.
but that doesn't change the fact that the ground is hard.
Right.
Yeah.
You can and you will get hurt in wrestling.
Right. You learn how to take a bump,
And,
but
people are like, oh, well, the wins and losses are predetermined. I'm like,
Yes,
well,
so?
it's no different than Dana White saying you're going to fight him and you're going to go down.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
And
what are
we'll
you
pay
talking about? You think wrestling's fake?
Yeah,
they do it
well,
in
it's,
sports.
It's
They do it.
scripted.
Oh.
Right.
It's
Okay.
not fake. Like it's
Okay.
real people
Yeah.
really hurting themselves.
Okay.
Nothing is
I-
fake if you can get hurt.
Yeah, I saw
That's
I
right.
saw the movie The
Nothing's
Wrestler.
fake.
They
And
shot
And you
that
can
11 days.
really get hurt. Yeah, that's true.
So where did the concept of Ghost Killers come from? And what's
Our executive producer, Kurt Weickert, that they mentioned earlier, he was actually talking with the Ghost Finders, which I make fun of in the
Unbeknownst
Ghost
to
Finders
us.
are already taken. I just called it Ghost Killers. He was actually talking with them, and I was like, we were like, it'd be funny to write a movie about ghost hunting.
And that's kinda how the concept
We were
started.
supposed to write it together, but he got so busy. I just took the helm and started writing, and I came up with the script in like 2 weeks. And
Awesome.
but then I tweaked it and rewrote some stuff.
And Stacey, like you said, you did a lot of the technical work for all the technical.
Yeah, I was really, they call it a UPM, a unit production manager, but it was even deeper than that because this is kind of our baby. So I basically, for about 3 or 4 months, there are programs out there where you can take the script and put it into this program and it'll break it down into scenes and who's in what scene. And I didn't have that program or the money to do it, so I did it all by hand. I took a spreadsheet, I'm like the queen of spreadsheets, and I just basically broke it down. So you have like all the characters, what scenes they're in, then location, then what scene it is, then what actors are in, and like basically doing everything in 5 different ways so that you could see exactly how many days each actor needed to be on set, when they needed to be there, what we were shooting when. We also had the little person in there who, according to his manager, had a lot of physical issues. So he had to have certain times when he could only work for X amount of time, otherwise he would get really exhausted physically because of his size and his stature. So we had to kind of cater to that and kind of work around that as well. So there were a lot of little technical things in that regard. And then of course I'm the spelling and grammar Nazi for the script, so I checked him with that. And we'd go through the script and I'd say, hey, can I, add this joke here? And he'd say, no, don't add anything, just, and then we'd talk about other ideas and change some things here and there and tweak it up like he said. And then at one point we had another friend of ours suggest to make it PG-13, which Carl talked about earlier. And because it was already kind of there, we just took a lot of the curse words out and we went through and scoured through that, made sure there were only X amount, like all the little technical things like that.
So how much this was like, impromptu on the set, with comedians as actors?
Well,
That's just him, really.
Okay.
Yeah, some of it was improv, like the scene when I'm like when he has the shotgun, not shotgun. That was all improv because I had to write the shotgun in there because you wouldn't know where it came from because we addressed it in a previous scene. We already addressed the shotgun, and we go
In the
through this
feature
whole
film.
yeah in the feature film. So we go through this whole thing with a shotgun, and actually the little guy has a Bowie knife. So he's like, so no weapons? Yeah, no weapons. Because we're ghost hunting. We're not, So we already addressed all that, but we had to address that in there. So I improv that line right there.
We
with
had
Fox
to,
News.
let me further explain that. We had to address it in the short because the climax of this particular part of the movie, and to me, to the whole entire movie, is when Carl shoots the doll. And basically,
It's like, where do you get the shotgun
yeah,
from
you can't,
if we don't address
you can't
it?
put something in the movie and not address it. So it can't be there and then not be there again, and it can't be there and not be there previously. So you have to make sure that the audience understands where it came from. And I don't know if you noticed, at the point where we all run upstairs, he actually walks out the front door. And some people don't catch that when they're watching the movie the first time. So we're all running up the stairs, he's calling us, hey guys, and he just kind
And you
of
also,
walks out.
we
That's
utilize,
actually a trope also. It's Saturday Night Live. Where,
Yeah.
we also utilize our surroundings too, like the house, the little lock that was on there. We're like, we got to use that.
Yeah, that wasn't in the script,
Yeah,
obviously.
That's an extra joke. They're just ready. The hallway
Oh, when
down.
the lights shot through.
Yeah.
That was pretty.
Yeah, because we didn't know we were gonna have a keyhole. The lights shit. That's not in the script. The hallway I walked down with, I suggested I should go and hear a voice down the hall and have the door slow because the door's right there. So I added that scene. It's not in the script.
And then that whole riff after the door slams is all, after the rocking chair thing, he added all that ad-libbed as well, because that was kind
Yeah,
of,
the monologue with the rocking chair doll cliche.
right.
So you were actually living on the set for 5 days? Like,
Correct.
How's that?
Yeah.
Living, work together for...
Awesome.
Oh, it's great.
It was
It's
awesome.
like being on a cruise again.
Oh, no,
Different.
way different.
Bigger room.
My-
Can't get off the boat.
Right.
She actually got spooked the first night we stayed there. I guess because Tina told her the house was haunted. She was real paranoid about it.
And we were all high, so, no, I'm just kidding.
I slept like a baby.
Yeah, me too.
Next morning, my
With
wife
the
was like,
shotgun, of course.
Yeah. Right.
No, I had the
"Hearing stuff,
shotgun.
I kept on hearing stuff. Yeah, she really freaked out. She woke up in the middle of the night.
Well, the rocking
looking
chair was
around.
in your room. Okay,
Yeah.
so we talked about this before. There was a really big rocking chair in the room where we did the filming of the actual little baby rocking chair and the doll. So I had to take that out of the room and put it into their room where they were staying. And my clairvoyant friend said to me, there's a rocking chair in the house, in the room, and she was never at the house. She said, there's a rocking chair in the house at the room, And I want you to just be wary of that. So this is so crazy, I'm getting goosebumps right now. When I moved the rocking chair, I said to the woman, and they told me that there was a woman in the house named Elizabeth. And I said, Elizabeth, I know that's you, and I just want to apologize, but we're filming a movie here. We're going to showcase your house to everybody, and I'm going to move your chair into the other room if that's okay. Totally cool. The next day, Tina and Virginia both cut themselves, huge, gaping, bleeding, like almost emergency room tragedy.
Like Tina cut herself first, and
Yeah.
then we made sure
We moved the bed
that it
and
was
covered it.
uncovered, that you could see the actual, so you don't bump into it again. Somebody covered it again.
Not us.
Yeah, not us. It
In
got
their room.
covered again, and then she hit it.
Yeah, so then Virginia opened her leg up on that the next day. So there was some weird stuff definitely going on. And then the last night, everybody went to sleep, and I was cleaning the house, of course, because I was living with all dudes. And Tina lives in the area, so she didn't stay. So I was cleaning the house, and I was taking the shower curtain down and like putting everything away, and I had something upstairs. And then I came back, and there was like 2 of them at the top of the stairs. And I went to walk down the stairs, and my clairvoyant friend again, she said to me, "Be really careful, because somebody in that house is telling me that they not necessarily died, but that something happened and they fell down the stairs." And I kind of went like this, and I went, "Oh, okay, shit, I think I'm in